The crowd was thunder. Cameras zoomed in from all angles. On the far podium stood Zack, 32 years old, undefeated for nearly a decade. His cape flowed behind him, like lightning caught in fabric, his eyes calm, unreadable. Dragonite stood beside him, crackling with power, while Luxray prowled at his feet, pupils glowing like electric coals. The announcer's voice boomed, "Challenger, Elysia Vale." From the Johto region, time slowed. Zack's breath caught. Out walked the woman he hadn't seen in 10 years. Her hair was longer now, curled beneath a sleek black cap. She wore a crimson jacket, boots caked in dust from the Indigo Plateau, and her eyes, goddess, those eyes, hadn't changed a bit. Elysia, the one that got away. The late nights in college, training together by moonlight. The way they once dreamed of conquering the league as partners. Until that fight. That last night. Words were said that couldn't be taken back. They vanished from each other's lives. Until now. Their eyes locked. No words, only unspoken history. "Let's settle this," Elysia whispered, releasing her first Pokeball. Out burst Gardevoir, cloaked in psychic radiance. Zack's voice was low, thick with tension. "Let's." He led with Hydreigon, 3 heads roaring in unison. The field lit up instantly, Gardevoir's moonblast slicing through the air like vengeance itself. Hydreigon took the hit hard, stumbling but holding strong. Zack gritted his teeth. "Fire back!" "Flash cannon!" A silver beam split the sky. Gardevoir dodged, danced, then struck again. A psychic burst aimed right at Zack's soul. He watched, stunned. Elysia's battle style. It was graceful, calculated, emotional, just like her. The battle raged. She sent out Infernape, then Togekiss, then a monstrous Mega Ampharos. He countered with his own titans, Salamence, Zeraora, and finally, his ace, Mega Luxray. As the final 2 stood across from each other, Luxray and her final Pokémon, a scarred but noble Raichu, both glimmering with voltage, the storm overhead began to roll in. Rain, thunder, destiny. "Luxray, wild charge!" "Raichu, volt tackle!" The 2 bolts collided midfield in a cataclysm of lightning and fury. The stadium erupted, dust and static clouded the arena. Silence. As it cleared, both Pokémon stood. Then Luxray dropped to one knee. Zack's heart sank. He'd lost. But then, Luxray rose again, defiant, panting, sparks spitting from its mane. Raichu collapsed. The referee raised his hand. "Victory to Zack!" The crowd roared. Confetti burst from the rafters. But Zack didn't hear it. He only looked at her. Elysia approached slowly, sweat glistening on her brow, her breath shaky. "Still undefeated," she said, almost teasing, her voice trembling. Zack lowered his head. "You've gotten stronger." "That was the hardest battle of my life." A pause, just wind and memory. "I left back then," she whispered, "because I was afraid you'd choose glory over us." "And I did," he said, voice soft, "but I never stopped thinking about you." She looked up, eyes glistening. "So what now?" Zack took a step forward. "Now, I finally win the one thing I gave up, if you'll let me." Elysia smiled, half heartbreak, half hope. She stepped into his arms, her Raichu and his Luxray brushing against each other below, no longer enemies. In a world of trainers, battles, and destinies, sometimes the most powerful evolution is forgiveness.